baby. 3, 2, 1.
Es ist soweit. Es muss hier enden. Deine stählernen Schwingen sind nun unsere letzte Hoffnung. Ein gigantischer Sturm zieht auf. Krieg und Zerstörung verschlingen unsere Welt. Und obwohl uns Galaxien trennen, sind wir in Gedanken bei dir. SturmWind. Diese Nachricht geht an alle Verbliebenen. Wir warten.
Neuer Feindkontakt. Anfliegende Objekte. Regelschutzstärke einschalten. Aufbrecher einleiten.
Hi guys, Toon here back again. Well, it's been 20 years since the Dreamcast came out. It was celebrating its 20-year anniversary in the week, so I thought it only fitting that I actually play a Dreamcast game, actually do a review of a Dreamcast game. So I thought I'd have a look through my collection, which is not very big, but and see if I can anything in there I could pick out that's a little bit unusual. And I seen SturmWind. Like I say, this is a home. It isn't homebrew as such. It is actually a commercial product, but unofficial. It's made by Duranic Games, which are a German company. This game was originally supposed to be a Jaguar CD game called Native, and all intents and purposes, a lot of people thought it was going to get cancelled, and it got put out on the Dreamcast, and then there was problems with production and all that. And no one ever think it would come out, but then they've released it in 2013, and here we have. This is SturmWind. I say SturmWind is a shooter. It's got some very impressive graphics in the backgrounds. It's a Euro shmup, obviously, because it's made by German people. So it is a European-made game, but it's a very nice quality one. One that looks very nice, has some decent music, and some really good sound effects and stuff. So, like I said, it is a one-player game. So we'll start this up. So I'm not sure if Duranic are making any other games. I'm sure they've made one or two other games, but I think it's pretty much best of what they've done. In the options, you got your basic options, your difficulty level, music volume, all that sort of stuff, screen, which is basically just supposed to screen round. Your high scores as well, which is something interesting with the high scores. It doesn't have internet connectivity, but it gives you a code, and you can go to the Duranic website and put a code in. You can enter leaderboards on there. In here, we got bonuses. This stuff unlocks as you play the game, so you can get awards, sort of like achievements, I suppose, in some ways. And if you click on these, it tells you basically how you unlock them. So that's quite nice. It saves it all to your memory card. That's quite a nice little feature. So we'll go to start game. Right, and here in start game, you got two options. You got your normal game and your arcade game. Your normal game consists of 16 different levels, over 7 different sort of worlds. What happens in this is, as you play through the levels, it records your progress. So every time you complete a level, it records it. So if you eventually die, you can go back to the last level you were playing and carry on playing from there. So you can basically practice any level you want, basically. With the arcade mode, it's got 6 levels taken from the normal mode, and it plays like a straight arcade game. So you basically play your way all the way through it, fight your bosses and complete it. So the bulk of the game is actually in the normal mode, which is what we're going to play. As you can see, that's where I've got to. So we're going to start at the first level. We'll see how far I can get on 1 credit. Might be a bit long. I think this game is a fair length. I think it takes you probably over an hour to finish it. If you do the full 16 levels, of course. The arcade mode is a lot shorter. Right, so as you start off, you got 3 different weapons. You got this red weapon, you had the blue weapon then. I'm going to click that. And you got a green weapon. when you shoot enemies, some of them drop a little pod with a little bonus on it, as you'll see in a minute. This is an interesting one. There's a bonus for there. You've got to shoot the words that says bonus, and you get a bonus. You do it, they'll pop up occasionally through the levels. So what you do is, once the little power-up icons power up, you've got to keep shooting them until they change colour. But you have to collect the colour weapon you're using, otherwise you waste them basically. And each weapon can be powered up 3 levels, which each power gives you a little pod. There's 2 pods that appear above and below you to give you the extra firepower. Like if I shoot this now till it goes blue, I've got a pod above me. That pod can be switched to 2 different positions, which is quite useful. Also in this game you can actually shoot behind you. You can swap your firing round and shoot actually behind you. This weapon's quite interesting. You can let go of it and it sort of like spreads around the screen, which is quite useful. It can be useful for some of the bosses actually. You also have a charge shot, which I'll try and use for you. You've got to be careful with that charge shot though, because it will sort of like, it powers up so far and then it sort of overpowers and stops and leaves you a little bit vulnerable for a couple of seconds when you can't fire. I haven't used much of the charge shot, to be honest. So as you can see with the graphics in this game, it's got some pretty exceptional looking backgrounds. It's very pretty, and it's got some very good effects as well, like this, we're flying over a sun here, so it almost looks like you've got HDR lighting, even though it's not HDR lighting, but it almost looks that sort of way. Very bright indeed. I say each of the 16 levels in this game has a boss at the end of it with their own tactics. So you got to be careful of bosses. Like I said, with the graphics and the backgrounds on this, it can become a little bit of a problem, and sometimes you don't know what part of the background or what part of the boss can actually hit you. They do highlight the enemies and sort of the background parts, but sometimes they're not quite enough. And a little bit of the difficulty of this game is actually figuring out what actually you can fly into and what you can't. There's a little bit of a down spot. It's probably because it's just so detailed this game is. It's like you can shoot, like you can't bang into the legs at the bottom, but you can shoot parts of those legs off, which would make you think you can actually knock into it. You do have a smart bomb, like a lot of other shoot-em-ups as well. You don't necessarily get one when you actually die or lose a life, but oops, I got it then. You can collect extra smart bombs as you go along. You shoot the enemies and sometimes they drop a smart bomb icon. Pick that up, it gives you an extra one. Smart bomb is literally a giant clear, sort of screen clearing sort of explosion. The green weapon kills this guy really fast. As you can see, when it comes to explosions and fire effects and stuff, this game is quite impressive. It's quite nice on the loading screens. It tells you where you can hit the boss as well. Where it says Fang Grief. Pretty much the grief bit means you can actually hit that section. It's got a really nice nebula sort of look to this, like you're flying through a giant space nebula. Very nice transparencies and stuff in this game, and some of the lighting effects and that are pretty wicked. But especially for a Dreamcast game, they went way over the top on the graphics. I don't know whether the backgrounds are actually streamed or basically are they part of the Dreamcast doing the graphics. I'm not quite sure. And get the red weapon. What happens in this game as well, say you've got the three weapons, when you get hit you lose that weapon and you lose all power on that weapon. Once you get down to one single weapon left, if you take a hit by anything, you die basically. But what you can do is you can collect that weapon power up again, that colour. Say like I'm out with a red weapon at the moment, so I've only got the I'm out with the green weapon at the moment. If I collect the green weapon now, it'll actually repair my green weapon pods, or you will need to power that weapon back up again. So like the weapons in some ways are your lives. Like I've got the green weapon again now. It's really nice background here. Fortunately that background can't actually hit you. First time I got here I was trying to dodge it. This weapon's quite useful. Like I say, it's quite. The screens do get quite busy. Quite a lot going on. I think I gotta get away from that. Don't want to get hit by it. I say if you when you first hit those powers as well, you get the 1000 point icon on them. That is literally a bonus. So if you collect that, you will get 1000 points bonus. So it's going to take a little bit of practice to get used to sort of doing that. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way of dodging that without actually getting hit. But that red weapon is very good for the boss at this stage. So now I've lost my green weapon, I need to get the green weapon back. So the music in this game as well, the music's quite decent actually. It's not the most technical music in the world. It sounds a lot like a sort of the Amiga demo disc. But the music's good though. It's pretty decent. It is very sort of obviously Euro sort of sounding, but it's cool. There was a fair amount of people who made this as well for a little small gaming company. Oh, I got it then. A lot of people on the credits. Yeah, well, this weapon's quite useful. You can tap it. The other direction going. Concentrating here a minute. Hard to speak and sort of concentrate and getting this weapon going at the same time. I'm going to use a bomb in a minute, guys. Bombs are massive, as you see. Right, I haven't got no other weapons left now, so basically if I get hit now I am actually going to lose a life. So I need to concentrate on getting the yellow, orange and the blue weapon back. Or the green and the blue weapon back, sorry. Yeah, when you first play this game, it is quite hard. Get that bonus. But as I said, a lot of the hardness sometimes is to do with sort of hitting stuff in the background. Damn, I hit something then. Here we go. Right, let's go for the red weapon now, I think. Very nice effects on that when you burst that sort of glass open. It looks really nice. Silly that was then. I should have ignored the weapon. Oh. What is that? There's a constant sort of, when you get hit, jostle to get your weapons back. Quite nice section of background, but yeah, quite cool. Quite cool as when you burst that sort of fast. Just one of the vertical bits. Weapon's quite useful for this bit. You can make it sideways so you can fire higher. A bit boppy in the music, but it's cool nevertheless. Watch those lasers. Not sure if I did get a hit then. Going for the extra life though. Then we'll notice if there's an extra life there. You get the red weapon back. Ooh, need to get it. Boss can be a bit tricky when you first get it, you're not sure what to hit. You see these like tentacles on his back, the ones that are lit up are the ones you can actually shoot. Once you know that, he's reasonably quite easy. You shoot the face that comes out to him, dodge the spike coming down, and once you actually kill the face, he sort of bursts off. Ooh. And then you get a bit of a dangler going on. Just basically shoot that. Dead. First time I got there, I tried dodging him. I tried getting behind him when he sort of bursts off, but you just end up hitting him. So playability wise, it plays quite decent, this game does. It's nothing special, but it plays alright. Would be better on a joystick, hence sort of I'm using a Dreamcast pad. So not, you know, the D-pads are not amazing, but they do the job. got a PS2 adapter somewhere for my Dreamcast. I can use that my PS2 arcade stick on here. Which would be quite nice. Right, this boss can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm not quite sure sometimes how to actually kill him. He opens these holes up in the background and things escape from him. Basically, you gotta, if any holes appear, you just gotta shoot him. Or you get yourself in trouble pretty quick. Also, sometimes the hit detection on this game can be a little bit dodgy. That little spike which my weapon's actually going through over there, like that, you can get hit by that spike really easy. Yeah, if the water fills up, you sort of you lose. Can't get too close to that spike because he hits you. There's a giant squid thing in the background. You actually do get to kill that thing. We hit a couple of times then. I'm not entirely sure where I've got to hit. Come on, I've got 50 seconds to kill him. A bit of a nightmare this is, I don't really know exactly where I've got to hit him. Died here before. Sometimes I can do a bit, sometimes I can't. I haven't quite worked out. See, I've lost now, look. Yeah, it's a bit crappy up, it is. Holes in the background. If I just got to destroy this background, maybe. I mean, nowhere near his foot then, when I tapped down, but I still died. Anyway, that's the playthrough of that. Yeah, it's a bit weird that boss is. I can't. Like, sometimes I get there and just do it straight away, but there's obviously something I'm missing, and I'm stuck there. And I'll have to play. At least I can go back to that level and start from there and play it. Yeah, so the boss is a bit of a bummer. Anyway, guys, so SturmWind. It's a pretty nice game. Looks nice. Graphics are very, very nice indeed. Even though they are a little bit of low resolution, but they look very impressive, especially the way the backgrounds move and change and the sheer amount of detail they've put into this game. Sound-wise, the sound is decent. The music's not amazing. It's a bit sort of like, you know, there's only a few instruments going on, but the music's quite catchy nevertheless. Like I said, it's a bit sort of Amiga demo sort of game sort of sounding, but I suppose that comes from the sort of European sort of type of sort of game this is and the music. But, you know, I quite like the music nevertheless.
Deine stählernen
Um,
Schwingen sind nun unsere letzte
I say
Hoffnung.
playability, right? Plays alright. You got your multiple weapons and stuff like that.
Zerstörung verschlingen unsere
You know,
Welt.
the controls probably could be a little bit tighter, but you know they're definitely fine and good enough.
Diese Nachricht geht an alle.
Um,
Wir
yeah. So what would I give this game? Well, I don't think this game's amazing, but it is decent, and so I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. I don't think it deserves a 6. I think I may be a little bit low. I think a 7's about right. It's a decent game when you get into it. It's pretty nice. It does have its faults, mine, like some of the collision detection's a bit dodgy. Uh, you know, some stuff in the background is not highlighted that well, so you will end up crashing into backgrounds or some of the enemies. They could have done with highlighting them a little bit more than they have. You do notice them straight away, but once you've played it a few times, you get used to what you can actually hit and what you can hit. Um, yeah, so I think this is worth a 7 out of 10. It's pretty decent. If you've got a Dreamcast, you can pick this up, see if you like it. Have a look on PlayAsia. They do have stock in occasionally. Like I said, they may actually have stock in at the moment. Uh, I think I paid something like 25 quid for it. So I don't know how much it goes for now, but guaranteed once they do stop printing discs for this game will probably go stupidly expensive. So if you've got a Dreamcast and you're a collector, grab it now. Um, or, you know, it's probably going to be a bit of an investment in some way, especially if you keep it sealed. The other thing about this game as well, there is no rips of this game out on the internet, no ISOs, because you can't copy it. You've got some copy protection on it that can't be, I don't know whether it can be cracked, but anyway, it isn't cracked, so you can't copy it. There is a demo of this game, a one-level demo flying around the internet, which a lot of people say, oh, SturmWind. But when you get it, it is a one-level demo, so if you want to try it out and see what you think yourself, jump on some of the ISO sites and you will find the one level demo of this. Download it, load it, burn it to a disk, see what you think. Like I said, it's a pretty decent game, and if you're a Dreamcast collector, you should definitely pick it up. And if you just fancy something a little bit different to your Dreamcast, go for it. Innit? Like I said, it's not as good as some of the other shoot 'em ups on the machine, but it's pretty decent nevertheless, and it's quite an impressive looking game. So 7 out of 10, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you soon with something else. So, bye now.